Kevin Costner has made a very big announcement that has surprised a lot of people. He said that Meghan Markle is not invited to his big party in Santa Barbara. This party is going to happen very soon. He also said something very serious. He told everyone that he does not have anything to do with a bad man named Jeffrey Epstein. This was a very big surprise because people usually do not talk about those things out loud. Kevin Costner said that Prince Andrew and Meghan Markle are the ones who are connected to that bad situation, not him. He also said that Meghan tried to be extra nice to him in a way that he did not like. He said she made a move toward him, but he did not do anything back. He just ignored her. Just when everyone thought the royal family drama was finally getting quiet and peaceful, this huge secret came out like a big explosion. It was like a giant firework in the middle of the night. People are saying that Kevin Costner has come forward to tell the truth, and this truth could really change the way people look at Meghan Markle. She has spent a lot of time trying to look perfect and nice, but now everything might be different. As this story started to spread, people said that Prince Harry was very shocked. He did not know this was going to happen. A secret that people have been whispering about for a long time is finally out in the open. It is making everyone in Hollywood and in the royal family feel like they just saw a ghost. So, what did Kevin Costner actually say? And why is this one moment going to change everything we thought we knew about the famous couple? This all started in a very quiet place where nobody expected a big fight. It was a calm conversation about a party to help people. The party was in a beautiful place called Santa Barbara. It is a city by the ocean in California where the weather is almost always sunny and warm. They have a big event there called the 1805 Live Benefit. This is a very special party where the most famous and powerful people in the world come together to give money to help others. It was never just a regular party. In the movie business, this event is like a secret club for the bosses who run Hollywood. If you get an invitation to go to this party, it means you are a very big deal. It means you are part of the most important group of people in the world. Being at this party tells everyone that you are a star. During a meeting about what the party would look like in the future, Kevin Costner said something that made everyone stop talking. Kevin Costner has been a very famous actor and director for a very long time. People really respect him because he is honest and he likes to do things his own way. He does not usually get into fights with other famous people. He is known for being a nice guy who likes his privacy. But this time, he was very clear. He told the group that Meghan Markle would not be allowed to come to any more parties at his house. He has a very big and beautiful private estate where the charity events happen. When he said she was not invited, it did not sound like he was just being mean. It sounded like he was making a very important rule. The people in the room were very surprised. They stopped talking and looked at each other with big eyes. In Hollywood, people are usually very polite even if they do not like someone. They use fancy words to hide their feelings. But Kevin Costner did not do that. He was very direct. When someone as important as him says something like that, the news travels very fast. It goes all around the world in just a few minutes. This was about more than just a list of names for a party. The 1805 Live Party in Santa Barbara had become a symbol of being in the top group of movie stars and bosses. The people who make movies, the people who own the big TV stations, and the people with all the money go there. They do not just go to help a charity. They go there to make friends and talk about new movies. It is where they decide who will be the next big star. Being allowed to go to this place means you have power. For a few years now, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been trying very hard to be part of this Hollywood world. They moved away from the royal family in England and went to live in a place called Montecito, which is right next to Santa Barbara. They hoped that living close to the movie stars would help them become big stars too. They wanted to have a lot of influence. But Kevin Costner's decision showed that the big bosses in Hollywood might be changing their minds about them. People who watch Hollywood very closely notice that this could be a sign. In the movie business, your friends are the ones who give you jobs and help you. If the most powerful people start to close their doors, it is very hard to be successful. Some people think that the Sussex brand, which is what people call Harry and Meghan, is starting to lose its shine. At first, everyone thought it was cool that a prince and a duchess were in Hollywood. But now, the big decision makers are being much more careful. Even at the event, Prince Harry tried to look happy. He was on stage and he was smiling for the cameras. He shook people's hands and everyone clapped for him. But even though it looked okay on the outside, there was a lot of worry hiding underneath. It felt like something was wrong. People could feel the tension in the air. Has the Sussex brand started to lose its power? Are the people who open the big doors in Hollywood starting to pull away? Underneath all the clapping and the smiles, a different story was starting to come out. While Kevin Costner spoke and Prince Harry smiled, The people who were actually there felt something strange. As the news of Kevin Costner's words started to move through the crowds in Hollywood, people started thinking back to the night of the big party. On the outside, the Santa Barbara charity event looked like a perfect evening. The cameras showed a beautiful party under the stars by the California coast. The guests were wearing very expensive and fancy clothes. They were walking around a giant yard by the ocean. It looked like a dream. If you watched the video on TV, you would think everyone was having the best time ever. You would see famous names and happy faces. But the people who were actually standing in the grass that night remember it differently. They said the air felt cold and not because of the wind. They said it felt like people were being very careful. It was not like a normal happy party. It felt a bit awkward. In the world of famous people, the way you move your body and the way you look at people is very important. On that night, many people saw that things were not right. When Prince Harry went up on the stage to get an award, everything looked fine at first. The people clapped and the cameras flashed their lights. Harry looked like he was having fun. But the people close to the stage saw a different story. They said Kevin Costner was very quiet and stiff. He did not act like a warm and happy host. Usually the host of a party is very friendly and talks a lot to the guests. But when he talked to Meghan Markle, it was very short and quick. He just nodded his head and said hello, but he did not stay to chat. He did not smile at her like he did with other people. It was not a big fight. Nobody was screaming or yelling. In Hollywood, that is how people show they are mad. They do not fight, they just act like you are not there. They make the conversation end very fast. The guests at the party noticed this. Some people thought Kevin was doing it on purpose. Others thought something had happened before the party even started. Some people said that big talent agencies had tried to force Kevin to let Harry and Meghan come. But Kevin Costner has been a star for a long time. He does not like people telling him what to do. He likes to make his own choices. Even during the party, he stayed far away from them. This made everyone wonder what was really going on. Why would a man who is usually so nice act so distant? The quiet tension from the party did not stay a secret for long. A few days later, things got much more dramatic. A comment that people say came from Kevin Costner started to spread all over the place. What started as just a quiet distance at a party turned into a very big and scary problem. According to the stories being told in Hollywood, Kevin Costner allegedly mentioned Meghan Markle's name at the same time he was talking about a very bad man named Jeffrey Epstein. This man is famous for doing very bad things to people, and he is not a person anyone wants to be associated with. In both Hollywood and the royal family, the name Epstein is like a dark cloud. It reminds everyone of one of the worst times for the British king and queen. Prince Andrew, who is Harry's uncle, got into a lot of trouble because he was friends with Epstein. It was so bad that Prince Andrew had to stop being a working member of the royal family. He lost his jobs and he cannot represent the king anymore. It was a very sad and embarrassing time for the whole country of England. Because of that history, if anyone even whispers the name Epstein near another royal person, it is a giant disaster. For a long time, there have been tiny rumors on the internet about Meghan Markle. Most people ignored them because the internet can have a lot of fake stories. People thought it was just noise. But everything changed when a famous and respected man like Kevin Costner supposedly brought it up. Kevin is not someone who writes mean stories for money. He is an Oscar-winning movie star who has been around for a long time. He is very professional. Because people respect him, they listen when he speaks. As soon as this story started going around, the big bosses in Los Angeles started talking. In the movie business, your reputation is everything. If people think you are connected to a bad person, they will not want to work with you. The people who give advice to big companies started looking at the situation very closely. They knew that things could get very bad very quickly. At the same time, the news traveled across the ocean to London. The people who work for the king in the palace started to watch the news very carefully. They have spent years trying to fix the damage from the Prince Andrew scandal. They did not want to talk about Epstein ever again. This news felt like a nightmare for them. And right in the middle of all of this was Prince Harry. He had already gone through a lot of hard times with his family. Now, he was being pulled into a new fight that was connected to a very dark story. What started as an awkward night at a party was now a huge international problem. It was moving across the ocean and affecting the most important people in the world. Inside the big palace walls in England, a storm was starting to grow. As more people talked about what Kevin Costner said, the news reached the people who work for the king. These people are very careful. Their job is to make sure the king and the royal family look good to the whole world. When they heard the stories coming from America, they got very worried. What started as a movie star talking was now a royal problem. This was happening in the year 2026, and it was a very hard time for the royal family. King Charles was not feeling very well, so he could not go out to see people as much as he wanted to. Princess Catherine was also resting and staying home to get better. There were not many royal family members left to do the work. This made the whole family feel like they were in a weak position. The last thing they wanted was to hear about the bad man Jeffrey Epstein again. That story had already hurt the family so much. Prince Andrew had caused a lot of trouble, and it took a long time for people to start trusting the royals again. Because of that, even a tiny bit of news about Meghan and that same bad story was very dangerous. The people who give advice to the king started to have meetings. They talked about what would happen if the story kept growing. They had to think about things they never thought they would have to talk about. One of those things was a very big question. Could the king take away the royal titles of Harry and Meghan? This would be a very big deal. It would involve lawyers and rules that are very old. It would be a huge change that would make news all over the planet. The fact that they were even talking about it shows how serious the situation was. They were planning for the worst. What started as a few mean words in California was now being discussed by the most powerful people in the British government. Everyone was waiting to see what would happen next. Behind the closed doors of the palace, the advisors started looking at a very old rule. It is a law from over 100 years ago. It is called the Titles Deprivation Act of 1917. This law was made a long time ago during a very big war. At that time, some royal people were friends with the enemies of England. The government needed a way to take away their royal titles because they were not being loyal to the country. This law says that the king or queen can take away a person's title if that person is doing something that hurts the country or the royal family. For a very long time, nobody really talked about this law. It was just a dusty old rule in a book. Most royal problems are fixed in a quiet way. Usually, a person just stops doing their royal jobs. But things have been getting so bad that the leaders started to wonder if they needed this old law again. They remembered what happened with Prince Andrew. He had to give up a lot of his titles because of his bad choices. Even though they did not use the 1917 law for him, it showed that the family is willing to be very tough. Now, some people say the palace is making a list of all the things Meghan and Harry have done. They are checking to see if it is enough to use that old law. Taking away a title is not easy. It would take a long time, and many people would have to agree. The government and the parliament would have to talk about it. It would be a very big fight that everyone would watch on TV. It would be a huge debate about what it means to be a royal. Just the idea of this happening made everyone in the royal circles very nervous. Royal titles are supposed to last forever. The idea that they could be taken away is a very scary thought for them. It shows that the relationship between the Sussexes and the rest of the family has become very broken. The conversation moved from being a little bit worried to being a very serious legal problem. While nothing is official yet, the fact that they are looking at a 100-year-old law is a very big sign that things are changing. While the lawyers in England were looking at old books, something else was happening in California. In the city of Hollywood, where being famous is the most important thing, people were changing their minds. For a few years, Harry and Meghan were the most popular couple in town. They had big deals with movie companies, and they were friends with the most famous stars. When they first moved to their big house in Montecito, everyone wanted to work with them. They were making shows for Netflix and talking about important things. But after Kevin Costner said those things, the mood in Hollywood started to get different. The big bosses who run the movie studios started to be much more careful. In Hollywood, your name is your brand. If your name starts to be connected to bad stories, people will not want to give you money. The companies that have deals with the Sussexes started to look at their contracts. These contracts have special rules called morality clauses. These rules say that if a famous person does something bad or gets into a big scandal, the company can stop working with them and stop paying them. For a big company like Netflix, this is a business choice. They want people to like their shows so they can make money. If people stop liking Harry and Meghan, the company might decide it is not worth the money anymore. This also made the people who represent them, like their agents, very worried. They have to decide if it is still good to have Harry and Meghan as clients. What makes this even more serious is that the criticism is coming from inside Hollywood now. In the past, Meghan and Harry could say that the newspapers in England were just being mean to them. But now, it is a famous actor like Kevin Costner who is speaking up. He is one of their neighbors, and he is part of the same Hollywood world. His words have a lot of weight. If the people in the movie business start to think that the Sussexes are a problem, then their whole new life in America might be in trouble. They built their new life on being famous stars. If that goes away, they will have a very hard time. Now everyone is looking at Prince Harry. He is right in the middle of this big mess. A long time ago, Harry was one of the most loved people in the world. He was a brave soldier and he loved to help people. But now his life is very complicated. In the beginning of 2026, people started to see something new. Harry was starting to go to events all by himself. Usually, he and Meghan do everything together. But lately, he has been seen alone. For example, he went to talk about the Invictus Games, which is a big sports event he started for hurt soldiers. When he was in Canada for the games, he was by himself. He was smiling and talking to the soldiers. He looked like the old Harry that people used to love. He seemed happy to be doing his work. Then, he went to Africa to help take landmines out of the ground. This was a very special trip because his mother, Princess Diana, did the same thing a long time ago. When Harry does these things, people remember why they liked him in the first place. He looks like a prince who cares about the world. But even when he is doing good work, the bad stories about Meghan are still there. He is stuck between two different worlds. One world is his life with his wife in California. He loves her and wants to support her. The other world is his old life as a royal prince who serves his country. Those two worlds are now starting to move away from each other. The big empire they tried to build in Hollywood was based on being both royals and movie stars. But that plan is starting to fall apart. With Kevin Costner speaking out and the palace getting angry, the future looks very uncertain. People are starting to wonder if Harry is going to be left all alone. It is a very big turning point in their story. Everyone is asking if this is the beginning of the end for their time in Hollywood. So what do you think about all of this? Do you think Kevin Costner was right to speak up and tell the truth? Do you think the royal family in England is really going to take away their titles? It seems like a very scary and stressful time for everyone involved. Prince Harry looks like he is trying to find his way back to his old self, but it might be too late. The world is watching every move they make. In Hollywood, the doors are starting to close, and in England, the rules are being checked. This story is like a big movie that never ends. There are so many twists and turns that it is hard to keep up. Some people think there is an even bigger secret that has not come out yet. We will have to wait and see what happens. Please tell us what you think in the comments section below. We want to know your opinion on this big royal drama. Do you think they can save their reputation, or is it gone forever? Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends so they can hear the news too. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss a new update on this story. There's always something new happening with the royal family and the stars of Hollywood. We will be here to tell you all about it as soon as we find out more. Thank you for watching and for being part of our community. It is very interesting to see how the lives of the rich and famous can change so fast. One day you are at the top, and the next day everyone is talking about you. It just goes to show that your choices and the people you hang out with are very important. We hope you enjoyed this deep look into the latest news. We will see you next time with even more stories and secrets from around the world. Stay tuned for more drama and more updates very soon. In conclusion, the situation with Kevin Costner and the royal family has become one of the biggest stories of the year. It has everything: famous actors, a prince, a duchess, and very old laws. It is a story that shows how important it is to have a good name. Whether you are a movie star in California or a royal in London, people expect you to be a good person. When stories about bad people like Jeffrey Epstein get mixed in, it makes everything much more serious. Prince Harry is trying his best to keep doing his good work, but the noise around him is getting very loud. We hope that things can be fixed, but it looks like it will be a long and difficult road. The world of the rich and famous is not always as easy as it looks on TV. Sometimes the biggest stars have the biggest problems. We will keep watching the news and telling you what we find. It is a very interesting time to follow the lives of these people. Every day brings a new headline and a new question. Will the king take action? Will Hollywood say goodbye for good? Only time will tell. For now, we can only watch and wonder what will happen to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Their journey from the palace to California has been full of surprises, and it seems like the surprises are not over yet. Thank you again for being with us today. We really appreciate your time and your interest in these stories. We work hard to bring you the most interesting news in a way that is easy to understand. We hope you found this helpful and that it gave you a good idea of what is going on. We will see you in the next video with more news from the world of celebrities and royals. Goodbye for now and have a wonderful day. We look forward to reading all your comments and hearing your different points of view. It is always fun to see what everyone thinks about these big events. See you soon. This whole situation reminds us that even the most famous people have to follow the rules. It does not matter if you live in a palace or a giant mansion in California. People want to see honesty and goodness. When famous people start acting in ways that confuse the public, it causes a lot of trouble. Kevin Costner is someone who has lived his life with a lot of respect, so when he speaks, people believe him. That is why this news is such a big deal. It is not just a rumor. It feels like a real moment of truth. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have a lot of work to do if they want to win back the hearts of the people. They have to show that they are still the same people who want to help the world. It will be interesting to see if they can change the story and make people like them again. It is a very big challenge, but anything can happen in the world of fame. We will be right here to tell you if things get better or if they get worse. Every story has two sides, and we are trying to look at everything fairly. We want to give you all the facts so you can decide for yourself what is true. That is the most important part of our job. We hope you stay curious and keep asking questions. The world is a big place, and there is always something new to learn. Whether it is about a movie star's party or an old law from England, every piece of news tells us something about our world. Thank you for being a great audience. We love making these videos for you, and we hope you love watching them. Don't forget to stay tuned for our next update. We have a feeling that there is much more to come in this story. The drama is just getting started, and we don't want you to miss a single second of it. See you in the next one. The 1805 live benefit is usually a night of joy, but this year it will be a night of talking and wondering. Everyone who goes will be looking around to see who is there and who is missing. They will be whispering about Kevin Costner's words and what they mean for the future of Hollywood. It is amazing how one small decision about a guest list can turn into a worldwide news story. It shows that even a party is more than just a party when it involves the most famous people on Earth. We are going to keep an eye on that event to see what happens next. If there are more surprises, we will be the first to let you know. The world of Hollywood is always changing, and we are happy to be here to explain it to you. Prince Harry's solo trips to Africa and Canada are also very important to watch. They might be a sign that he is trying to change his life. We will have to see if he continues to go to events without Meghan. It could be a new way for him to show that he is still a hard-working royal at heart. No matter what happens, it is a very interesting time to be a fan of royal news. There is never a boring day when it comes to the king and his family. We are so glad you are here with us to follow this journey. It is much more fun to talk about these things together. Make sure you are subscribed so you get a notification every time we post a new video. We have a lot of great content coming up that we think you are going to really enjoy. Thank you for your support and for being such a wonderful part of our community. We really enjoy reading your thoughts and talking to you in the comments. It makes us feel like we are all one big family of news lovers. We will see you very soon in our next update. Have a great day and keep following the stories that matter to you. The 1917 law is something that most people never expected to hear about again. It is a reminder that history is always alive. Even things from 100 years ago can come back and change the world today. The palace advisors are very smart, and they know how to use every tool they have to protect the king. If they feel like the family is in danger, they will do whatever it takes. This is why the Titles Deprivation Act is being talked about so much. It is a powerful tool that has not been used in a long time. It shows that the situation is very serious. We are going to keep looking into the history of this law to see if there are any other times it was used. It is a very interesting topic for anyone who loves history or the royal family. We will bring you more information on this as soon as we find it. It is just another example of how complicated the world of the royals can be. There are so many rules and traditions that it can be hard to understand everything. That is why we are here to help make it simple for you. We love taking complex stories and making them easy to follow. Thank you for trusting us to bring you the news. We take that responsibility very seriously. We want to make sure you have the best information possible. We hope you are having a good time learning along with us. It is always a pleasure to share these stories with you. We will see you in the next video with even more facts and updates. Stay safe and stay curious. We will talk to you again very soon. Goodbye and take care. The relationship between Hollywood and the royals is very unique. It is a mix of two of the most famous worlds on the planet. When these two worlds collide, it creates a huge amount of energy and drama. The story of Harry and Meghan is the perfect example of this. They are trying to live in both worlds at the same time, but it is proving to be very difficult. Kevin Costner's comments show that even in Hollywood, the rules are different than people might think. You cannot just be famous, you have to be respected too. This is a big lesson for everyone. We are going to keep following this story to see if other Hollywood stars start to speak up as well. If more people join Kevin Costner, it could be a very big problem for the Sussexes. We will be here to report on any new developments. We are always looking for the latest news so we can bring it to you as fast as possible. Thank you for choosing us as your source for news. We really appreciate your loyalty and your interest. It is a lot of fun to explore these stories with you. We hope you found this video informative and interesting. We are going to keep working hard to bring you the best content. Don't forget to leave a comment and let us know what you think. We love hearing from you. We will see you in the next one with more updates and more news. Have a wonderful day and stay tuned for more. The story of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle is far from over. Every day brings a new chapter and a new set of challenges for them. Whether they are in California or visiting other countries, they are always in the spotlight. We hope that they can find some peace and happiness, but the road ahead looks very bumpy. The news about Kevin Costner and the Epstein connection is a very heavy thing to deal with. It will take a lot of time for them to move past this. We will be here to see how they handle it and what they do next. Their story is a reminder that being famous comes with a lot of pressure and responsibility. We are so glad you are here to follow this with us. It is a very big world with a lot of interesting stories, and we are happy to share them with you. Thank you for your support and for being such a great audience. We really enjoy making these videos, and we hope you enjoy watching them. We will see you in the next one with more news and more updates. Have a great day and keep following your favorite stories.